right, we're going to go next to Nancy Armour. Go ahead, Nancy.
Hey, Travis, you said after the AFC title game that the Chiefs have had an impact on your life on and off the field. Can you describe a little bit more what you meant by that? And, how do you compare yourself now to, say, the kid you were when you came into the league?
I feel like growing up, it's you have this understanding of what the NFL is and what it means to be a player in the NFL. And I feel like I really didn't have the love for the game as much as I do now when I first got here. And to see, heck, we were talking to Michael Irvin. I think seeing how he played the game, the energy he brought, that's infectious, that's contagious. And throughout what he has done outside of football, you could see that's just how he lived life. And I think that this team specifically has given me energy, has given me understanding of how to attack adversity. I think you can take a lot from football and relate it to life. When things aren't going your way, how do you get through that? You take it step by step with the people around you that have your best intentions. And I truly believe that we got great people in this locker room. And if you surround yourself with great people, you can achieve greatness. And man, I'll tell you what, I love coming into work every single day with the guys in this building. Going to practice today, we were fired up and running around, turning the heat up in the indoor just so that we can get ready if it's a warm night down there in Tampa. Knowing that it's freezing outside here in KC, it's just whatever we have to do to achieve the goal, we're willing to do it together. And I think that's something that everybody can take into reality.
All right, we're going to go next to Therese Paylor. Go ahead, Therese.
Hey, Kelce, how you doing, man?
Living the dream, brother.
That's all right. Hey, listen, I was talking to Gronk earlier today, and they said that you guys are basically, there's mutual respect there between you two, man.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just curious. Everyone's going to try to frame this as a, obviously Mahomes and Brady game, but it's also a you and Gronk game because you guys are probably two of the best tight ends of this generation. A, is there like an acknowledgement that, you guys might be in a little bit of rarefied air? And B, what do you appreciate about, which I don't expect you to answer the first one, but the second one, what do you appreciate the most about Gronk's game, man, comparing yourself to him?
Well, I've been a Gronk fan before I even got in the league, and I know we're about the same age. But he got in the league 2 years before me, and when I moved to tight end, he was the staple. He was up and coming. Had made his mark in the NFL as a young player, and his dominance fueled me to be able to have that much impact in a football game. And with that being said, over the course of his career, obviously he's had one of the best careers you've ever seen in the tight end room, and a few of those seasons were the best seasons we've ever seen. And on top of that, he was going to Super Bowl after Super Bowl, playing in 20+ weeks, year in, year out, and to see what he's been able to go through throughout his career, the ups and downs, battling injury, battling, whether or not he wanted to play anymore, and then coming back and seeing him flying around, having fun. You see him in all the interviews smiling like he enjoys it again. And it's I'm just happy for him and what he's been able to do. And obviously everywhere he goes, he wins. So that mentality, who he is as a person, he's a winner. And so I've taken a lot from just Gronk and seeing his story go on. And on top of that, as a player, I mean, I've taken just so much in terms of, not all of us are blessed with his size and his speed and, who he is, his energy that he brings, but you can take bits and pieces out of the game. I was talking to him last year before the Super Bowl and mentioned how he has tempo in his routes. It's not always just full speed, blazing speed. He has tempo in his routes, which creates confusion and deception to defenders. And because of how big he is, all he needs is a certain amount of separation for him to be able to go up and get his big paws on the ball. So it's just seeing where I can take bits and pieces from his game and translate it into having success in my game. I've been doing that for years, man. And I think to answer your first question, man, it's I've never beat Rob Gronkowski and Tom Brady in a playoff situation, and I'm very aware of that. And I think the AFC Championship game a couple years ago has fueled me to be more accountable for my teammates, to be better out there on the field when it's needed the most in the playoffs. And with that being said, I feel like this game is another opportunity for me to, get a tally on the board in the W column and trying to get a win in this so-called quote unquote rivalry that the media likes to make it.
Kelce, it sounds like you feel like you got a little work to do to catch him. Like the only real, the biggest difference between you two
Reality.
is touchdowns. Like he's got 80 something and you got 48, something like that.
I think he's getting close to 100 if he's not at 100 yet. I mean, the guy over the course of his career, it's unbelievable what he can do in the red zone, man.
Okay.
All right. Next, we're going to go to Adam Kilgore. Go ahead, Adam.
Yes. The fact that you played quarterback coming up, what impact or what effect do you feel like that has on your ability to get open, whether that's understanding coverages in a certain way or being able to comprehend a little bit about what Patrick is seeing? Do you think that has an effect on the player you are now as a tight end?
Without a doubt. What it gave me is a perspective of what's going on in the QB room, the head man on the field, the guy that's got the keys to the car. How does he have success? Well, one, he understands what's going on the other side of the ball. Defense really predicts doesn't predict every defense. What the defense presents is everything that we do is predicated off of what the defense presents. So knowing what the defense is doing helped my game go from just being an athletic guy running routes to being a playmaker and being accountable on every single play. And I try and tell young guys this all the time, man. If you want to be great, you have to know the other side of the ball. You have to be able to play that chess match with the defensive coordinator and the defensive players out there on the field on how they want to defend you. Because if you just get caught up in being a one-trick pony, you're not going to have very much success in the league. And it's because guys scout your success. They see what you do best and they try and eliminate that. Well, if I have multiple ways I can attack certain defenses and always be a kind of an escape valve or a safety net for my quarterback, I mean, that just helps us move the ball down the field and get into scoring position. So it's just always taking it to the next level. And I think being in the QB room really helped me understand how to take a wide receiver or a tight end, a receiving position, and make it that much better by just knowing what's going on the other side of the ball.
And going off of that, like, so when you get to the line on a given play, do you have like a visual or mental checklist you go through at all? And if so, could you walk us through that just a little bit?
Just routine. Peek at the safeties, see what the safeties are doing. Once I see what the safeties are doing, I'm talking about this is through a passing route or if we're throwing the ball, see what the safeties are doing from there. Look at the leverages of the linebackers, the D line, and making an assumption off of that. But you have to be able to understand through a countless amount of film review and countless amount of reps on the field how to feel coverage. Because they're going to try and trick you and sometimes show a different coverage pre-snap, but all the film and everything, once they start moving, you'll be able to relate it to what you watched in the past or what you ran in the past in practice and make the best decision from there. But just always building instincts. You have to have those instincts and you have to be able to use them precisely and quickly to be on time, especially against a front seven like the Bucs.
All right. And next, we're going to go to Eric Lundsten. Go ahead, Eric.
Can you hear me, Travis?
No, I can, yes.
Everybody on the team seems to universally like Mahomes, but everybody may have a different reason. What specifically is it that makes you like him?
He's just a good guy, man. He's just a good guy, great intentions. He works his tail off. You can see he's accountable through his hard work. And that's just on the football field, man. Off the field, I don't know if they make a better human, man. You talk about somebody that wants to be in the community, make things better for everybody, make things easier on those that have had it harder in life. And then on top of that, just the ultimate family man. and he makes everybody in the room feel like they're a part of the family, a part of the brotherhood. And it's just it's fun playing with him, man. When you got a leader like that, man, it makes everything easier and everything contagious, man. You just want to, bottle it up and go out there and play for him.
All right, next we're going to go to Joey Redmond. Go ahead, Joey.
Hey, what's up, Travis? Thank you, bud.
All right.
Just after the last AFC Championship game, you did your best Beastie Boys impression, which I know we all really appreciated. And then after the AFC Championship game this year, I don't know if you caught, but they were playing that song in the stadium after you guys won, seemingly in honor of you. Is there a victory song, perhaps, that you've maybe considered at the end of Sunday, if you were to grab the microphone again and give us another good musical impression?
Listen, man, I don't know. Honestly, it was all instincts when I first did the Fight for Your Right to Party on the stage when I was trying to take Nance's mic away. But I think it was something that Kansas City is very familiar with. A lot of people don't know this, but if you're in Arrowhead after a touchdown, we play that song. And then that's what got the crowd fired up when I started to say the chant. And I'm not sure if it would ever be anything else other than that. If I were to, get on the mic and start singing something.
All right, next we're going to go to Steve Walls. Go ahead, Steve.
Hey, what's up, Trav?
Steve.
Hey, I was just on Patrick's Zoom a bit ago, and he was asked about what his spirit animal would be. And he said that he would be a wolf, being able to run around with his wolf pack. And he was also asked what he thought your spirit animal would be, and he said that you would be a giraffe. What do you think about that, man? And what would your spirit animal be?
I don't even know. What is, man, a giraffe?
That's what he said.
Come on, Pat. He just threw me. What he did was he threw me to the wolves, man. Golly. Oh, man, I couldn't even tell you, man. So you're saying what would my spirit animal be?
Yes.
Man, I grew up a Heights Tiger, man. I grew up playing the eye of the tiger in every single sports moment in my life. So I feel like I've always had the eye of the tiger, man.
Cool, thanks.
All right, next we're going to go to...
You're not going to ask me what I think Pat's animal is? I won't even chime in on that.
All right, next up, we're going to go to Alvin Whitney. Go ahead, Alvin.
Hey, Trav, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it.
Of course.
It's tough to win one Super Bowl. Talk about the feeling of being able to win back-to-back.
Oh, man. Just trying to build up the honestly, I don't know what it's going to feel like if I get that opportunity. And I don't want to think about what it would feel like, before it happens, because if it doesn't happen, man, it's going to be one of those most sickening things that I've ever gone through, man. To make it to the big show, I've been watching nothing but NFL films, recaps of previous Super Bowls and the stories that happened throughout those years and for both of the teams. And they were just kind of on replay yesterday, just going one after another. And to see the guys that didn't make it, didn't find a way to win. I hope that I never have that feeling ever, come to life. It's just we put so much effort and so much thought and so much, dream and vision and everything goes into this week, last week, the 2 weeks going into the Super Bowl, that if it doesn't pan out for us, man, I don't even want to think about what that feeling would feel like. So I'm just going to go ahead and go out there and every single day just put in the work, enjoy the process with my brothers, and hope that we go out there and we put on a show and drag ourselves across the finish line, man.
And finally, can you take me through the Kelce game day experience? You look like you have a great time out there from beginning to end, pre-game all the way through. Take me through your approach during the game. It just looks like a whole lot of fun you're having.
Bring the energy, man. That's it right there. Bring the energy, bring the fire. Know that it's going to be a 4-quarter game. So all the highs and lows that happen in the first, second quarter, you can't let them affect you, knowing that there's a lot of ball left to be played. And just try and be there for my teammates anything that the coaches need me to do or the players on this team need me to do, I'm willing to do it, especially on game day. There's nothing, I don't care if it's triple coverage and I got a guy hunting me down from the opposite side. Throw the ball up, man. If I can make the catch before he can get to me, let's do it. You know, I'm putting my body out on the line because this is it right here. This is what we worked our entire season for. This is what we worked our entire lives for, is to get one of these, and hopefully we'll go out and get another one, man.
And finally, your connection to the community. You do some great things, man, with the kids and the love and the passion. That's the last one I have. Your love for the community.
I love them, man. I love this. The kingdom, the Chiefs kingdom has been nothing but amazing since I've been here. You know, the past 8 years when I first got here, we were coming off a 2-14 season, and you could feel the energy and the momentum switch into this city absolutely going crazy over their Chiefs fans all over again, man. And I all the support that they show me on the field throughout the week. All the support really that they've shown me since I've been here in Kansas City has been second to none, man. And all I want to do is be able to give that to this community. And no other way that I know how, or no better way than how I know I can relate to kids, because I was a kid that looked up to, you know, NFL athletes, professional athletes, and was influenced a lot by them. So I know how I look to a kid in terms of, you know, trying to do the right things and being there for them. And I think a lot of the kids in this community understand that, and they understand, you know, doing the right things is the right way to be.
All right, next we're going to go to Jenna Lane. Go ahead, Jenna.
Hey, Travis, since you were here last year, obviously it's got to be quite the different experience, you know, with COVID-19 and everything. How much are you know, guys missing out on by not being able to kind of be down here and experience what Super Bowl week is like?
Honestly, I think it's mostly just the hype of it being the biggest sporting event in the world, man. The biggest stage that athletics provides for people is the Super Bowl, man. There's no bigger stage. Everybody in the world's going to be watching. And everybody in the world's gonna be watching every single move. I'm talking about from what color Gatorade we got to how long the national anthem is gonna be. You know, they're watching every single tick of the show. And I think you know, being here in Kansas City kind of makes it more of a regular week. It doesn't put that much hype on the game, which you can't let the game become that. You know, you can't let it become more than what it is. It's another football game. Yeah, it might be the cream of the crop, and it might be, you know what I mean, against the other best team in the National Football League. But at the same time, you know, you can't let it build and make you do uncharacteristic things or take you out of who you are and what you do. So I think it's just managing, you know, how different this year has been, and just, you know, rolling with the punches that, you know, we've had to deal with.
And a lot of people didn't think that getting to the end of a regular season and having a Super Bowl would even be possible with everything that's gone on this year. And it's been a really hard year for a lot of people. What is it going to mean for you to kind of be part of that, you know, where just like you have been every Sunday throughout the season, being able to take people's minds off of a lot of the bad stuff that's been going on in this world?
It's such a blessing, man. I'm extremely fortunate to be in the position that I am here in Kansas City and doing the things that I love. And I'm fully aware that not everybody gets that opportunity. So I'm going to take advantage of it. I'm going to make sure and do the right things. Let everybody know I appreciate, you know, who you are and what you do. And I'm going to go out here and play for you guys. And I think the community understands that that's what we do here in the Chiefs office and the Chiefs locker room is we play for them. We play for the people that, you know, haven't had a great year. It's been a little difficult for a lot of people, but on Sundays, if we can provide that smile, that excitement to people's lives, man, it's we have to do it.
All right, next we're going to go to Seren Petro. Go ahead, Seren.
Travis, I know this is one of those unique Super Bowls where you've already played this team, right? Andy Reid, you guys in the AFC West have been so dominant. He obviously knows how to prep a team for that second game. What is it about his game planning that you guys have been so successful when so many times those, you know, 2-game series or splits, you guys have been able to win both of them? What is it about the coaching staff that gets you guys so prepared for that second game?
just how great they are in terms of offensive and defensive minds. I think that one of the best things that Coach Reed has done throughout his entire career is no matter who he has on his team, he finds a way to put them in a successful position, which means for the teams that he does play twice, he makes sure that they get specific looks that mirror up to what we've run in the past. And this is no secret. The Bucs definitely know this, so I'm not spilling the beans on anything. But Coach Reed does a great job of giving you multiple looks out of certain formations, certain motions, certain movements. And what that does is it helps kind of keep the defense in a reactionary position if you perform them the correct way. And I personally, I can get as excited as as anybody coming into a game week, no matter who we're playing, no matter how many times we're playing, because I know that Coach Reed and this offensive staff are going to do a great job of helping me have success out there on the field, and evidently helping the entire team have success.
All right, next we're going to go to Jory Epstein. Go ahead, Jory.
Hi, Travis. Obviously, COVID protocol isn't new for y'all. You've been doing it all season, but given the stakes and how high they are this weekend, are you talking about it anymore around the building? Does anything change? What's the key to making sure everyone's available on Sunday?
You just got to try and do the right things. If it's it's such a touchy subject. You don't know how you can get the virus, exactly. You don't know. You can't just point a finger and say, stay away from this. It's just kind of, you gotta try and live the right way. For this next week or so, maybe not leaving the house is a good idea if you haven't been all year. And it's just unfortunate, man. I hope that everybody, passes, nobody gets COVID. Everyone passes all of their tests so that nobody misses this moment, man, because I can only imagine how upset I would be if I missed the Super Bowl because of COVID, man. It would I don't even want to think about it.
All right, next we're going to go to Nora Princiotti. Go ahead, Nora.
Hey, Travis. So you actually touched on this a little bit when you were talking about watching Gronk, right, when you were committing to be a full-time tight end. But I'm curious if you look back to when you did make that decision, and since then, how you've seen, in part thanks to guys like you and Gronk doing your thing and having a lot of success, how you've seen the position change and maybe become something that college players, high school players, maybe even earlier, are more interested in being tight ends and kind of dreaming of being in the position that you guys are, just because of how your guys' generation has changed the potential roles that tight ends can have in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, without a doubt, Gronk is one of those guys that's transcended the position. I mean, not a lot of guys in the tight end room get the opportunity to get the ball 5 to 10 times a game, and I think with that comes a lot of accountability. You have to be a smart football player. You have to understand what's going on, the intentions of the play caller, what the defense is doing. And you could tell Gronk understands all that just through his game, just through how he plays the game. He's a very smart football player. And with that, I think he's transcended it just in terms of being such a dominant force, a big athletic guy that can run up the seams, catch the ball, make a few guys miss, break a tackle, and take it to the house. You don't see that in every single offense. And what that did for a guy like myself coming into the league was it gave Coach Andy Reid an understanding of, okay, we can use the tight end position a certain way if he works at his craft enough to be able to, be accountable for his teammates in that regard. And with that, I mean, I just started watching every tight end in the league, trying to grab bits and pieces, or just watching film and to see how a guy like Gronk or a guy like Gonzalez or a guy like Antonio Gates runs his routes versus certain defenses. It's just it's nonstop, man. And this tight end position is just going to keep evolving into who knows what, especially the way it's already kind of transitioned into a wide receiver type position. I mean, I'm sitting here and I listen to everybody tell me I'm a wide receiver. I'm like, call me whatever you want to call me. I'm a football player that's out there being accountable for his teammates. I'm doing what my coaches and my team asked me to do. And that's just try and win my matchups when presented them. And to be honest, I think Gronk is more that traditional tight end where it starts in line. He's a very good blocker, one of the best blockers that we've seen in this game. And he's transitioned into, blocking helps him get open in his specific offense. Whereas in my offense, I'm split out a lot and I'm more of a wide receiver or a receiving tight end in that regard. And I get up to the second levels when I am asked to block. And I think with those two different styles of tight end, it really depends on the offense that you're running and what you need to get done. I know there's so many different ways a tight end can be used out on the field just because of how athletic we are and how physical we can be in the run game and in the pass game. And it's just that's why I love the position. I get an opportunity to play, in the paint and out there on the wing to give a basketball reference. And it's just it's been a lot of fun kind of evolving this offense into what it is now.
All right, next we're going to go to Caleb Byrne. Go ahead, Caleb.
Hi, Mr. Kelce. Thank you so much and congrats.
Caleb, what's going on, man?
Shout out to your mom for letting.
I already know, man. Shout out to moms. How about that,
Yeah.
man? Who would have knew it came full circle, Caleb?
Thank you. So my question is, you broke the all-time season record for receiving yards as a tight end, but off the field, what record do you think you would break, or you want to break?
Man, that is a great question. I off the field, I don't even know if I'm talented enough off the field to even break a record, man. I don't know, but that's a good question. I don't know. I'm lost over here, man. I wouldn't even know what to do in terms of the record books, man.
Okay, so Mahomes said his spirit animal was a wolf. What do you think his spirit animal is?
I think he's got a little frog in him, man. I think the guy's got a little frog. He's already got the voice of a frog. So who knows, man? Maybe he'll get a kiss from a princess and turn into a knight. Who knows, man? The guy's nuts.
All right, thank you so much. And how about those
Chiefs?
All right, next we're going to go to Harold Kuntz. Go ahead, Harold.
Hey, Travis, of course I get followed after Patrick Mahomes and a frog. That's pretty exceptional.
He's going to love that
one. Find
one.
out soon. That's going to be a great reaction.
All right, he called me a giraffe, man.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know if it gets any worse than that.
Well, why don't you like giraffes? I mean, I just got to know what.
I mean, what is a giraffe good for other than eating trees? I don't know what does he do? He just he runs away from danger. I guess they do got a nice, head whip as a weapon. I got to do my research on giraffes now, so I don't sound silly. Kind of think of it as a negative, man.
Oh man. Okay. All right. I'll get to my football question. Speaking of the frog, Patrick Mahomes, he's always talked about how you guys kind of are so good at finding spaces when, as a receiver and tight end that you are. Just talk to your ability of how you've been over the course of the years, been able to just find those spaces to get open. And I know that's how football kind of works, especially the system you guys have, but just how you just been able to evolve over time to just be able to just find those spots when the defense and read the defense so well.
Just a lot of work together, man. And it's not just in the building in the off season, finding a way to get out on the field and just go to work, feeling the voids in the defenses, going up to him, hearing everything that he says. I mean, I try and if he's talking to a wide receiver about a certain route, I'm trying to listen into that. I'm trying to hear what he has to say just so I can always be on his time, in his head, and doing the things that he wants me to do out there on the field. And I've been very fortunate that we've been able to connect on a lot of different plays. Even when the play breaks down, still kind of being on the same page. And I do believe that I can be even better for him in those positions in the future, man. And it's just a nonstop learning cycle of trying to, just make plays with him, but also, be accountable for him when the play does break down.
Next, we're going to go to Matt Derrick. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Travis, in regards to Eric Bieniemy, it's often said that teams take on the identity of their coaches. What identity do you think that this offense picks up from Eric Bieniemy?
I feel like there's a few sayings out there that Coach Bieniemy says that probably wouldn't be preferred to say on air, but I think just the mentality of never giving up, the mentality of handling adversity the right way and being accountable for the guy next to you. I that what Coach Bieniemy has done throughout my career here is challenge the egos of the guys in the building. Just because you're in the NFL and just because we're in the playoffs doesn't mean you made it. There's something that has to be done, and we have to keep that sense of urgency of being aware and being alert. And he's always made it more than just football. He's made it so that everybody really, it has to mean something to you in this building, or it's just not going to work. And through his leadership, through who he is as a coach, we've had a lot of success with him and how he's helped build a culture of just being accountable for the guy next to you. And I personally, I think it's something that's overlooked. I know that we're accountable on every single play. He brings up countless amount of situations in football, and there's nothing more important than situational football in the playoffs and winning those certain situations. I'm talking 3rd and short, 4th and goal, 2 minutes before half, end of half. There's a lot of stuff that goes into being a complete football team, and I think Coach Bieniemy has been the staple behind just everybody being accountable and understanding what we have to do in those situations. And we've had a lot of success. We've won a Super Bowl because of it. And all these teams that keep passing up on them are really losing out on an unbelievable coach, an unbelievable man, and somebody that's going to change the culture of their team. And I'll just, kind of reap the benefit of him staying here and keep trying to win Super Bowls with him, man.
All right, next we're going to go to Sam Mellinger. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Travis. I had a football question for you, but first I just wanted to ask you, there was a report just a few minutes ago that Demarcus Robinson and Kilgore are on the COVID list. I'm just wondering if did you know about that? Do you have a reaction to that?
I hope that one, it wasn't a positive test for either one of them. And I hope that it's, they stay COVID free. They go through the protocol. I kind of mentioned it before, man. I can only imagine. I don't even want to imagine what it would be to have to miss the Super Bowl because of COVID. And, hopefully our guys, my brothers can get back into the locker room and on the field and get out there, because it wouldn't feel right going into a Super Bowl without those guys.
Okay, cool. And then the football thing I wanted to ask you about, a couple answers ago, you were talking about yourself as a blocker. That's often brought up, right, when people compare you with whether it's Gronk or George Kittle. I don't know if you pay enough attention to say this one way or the other, but do you feel like you're undervalued as a blocker? And I'm wondering if you could just describe your evolution in that part of your game.
I feel like every single year I've taken my blocking, really my game in general, to another level. I've been trying to, understand how we want to attack a defense. I really don't get into the, I should be number one tight end in the on everybody's list. Like it is what it is. I mean, if you watch George Kittle play, if you watch Rob Gronkowski play, you're going to enjoy watching them play. They might be your favorite. I understand that. I'm a fan of the game myself and a fan of the position, and I enjoy watching both of them as well. So I get it. And on top of that, people saying that I can't block, I just, I must have given them something to say. They're not just saying it out the blue. And what that's done is it's motivated me to be more accountable for my teammates, try and be better in that regard in terms of blocking, whether it's inline blocking a big guy or trying to get to the second level and just showing effort that I want to be there for my guys. I've taken a lot of pride in that. Yeah.
Thanks, Travis.
All right, next we're going to go to Carmen Vitale. Go ahead, Carmen.
Hi, Travis. Carmen Vitale from Bucks.com.
Hello.
Apologies if you've heard this already, But Coach Bowles, we talked to him a little bit earlier today, and he went so far as to saying what a smart player you are, and that he kind of marvels at watching you play and all this time in the league. You're one of the best. So we've heard our guys talk so much about the matchup issues you create. What do you see when you look at this Bucs defense, and what do you kind of try to prepare for when you look at these guys?
Well, first of all, I just want to say I got a lot of respect for Coach Bowles and what he's done throughout his career and who he is. I mean, that's high praise coming from a guy that I have an extreme amount of respect for. And it's just I've been very fortunate to be in this situation and have the players around me to have the success that I've had. But your second question, I'm sorry, can you repeat it one time?
Yeah, I just want to know what you see when you kind of prepare for a Bulls defense. Obviously, these defenses thrive on confusion and the matchup issues that you create for them. But what do you see when you look at them?
Like you said, he does a very good job of kind of mixing up the play calls, and with that, you have to be ready for everything on every single snap. And credit to their players. Also to be able to take in, absorb everything that Coach Bowles is doing and what he's doing with the defense, being able to understand the intentions of the play caller, and then on top of that, being able to play free, because those guys aren't thinking about much. They are flying around and getting to the football. And I mean, their front seven gets praised about, but I do have a lot of respect for the secondary and how they play, how physical they are. In terms of at the line of scrimmage within 5 yards, they do an unbelievable job of messing with guys' routes. And that's going to be one of the keys in the game, is trying to get off of press coverage, trying to get off of the line of scrimmage so that we can stay on time, so that Pat doesn't have to feel the pressure of the front seven that is second to none in the National Football League.
Appreciate it, Travis. Thanks.
All right, we're going to go next to Jason Alex Fleming. Go ahead, Jason.
How you doing, Mr. Kelce?
Enjoying the day, man. Enjoying the day.
Right on. I got one good question and one that's probably going to irk you a little bit. Talk to me about Eric Bieniemy and how he's made you a better player, and his offensive system and scheme as an offensive coordinator. And I want to remind you about what happened last week with a Mr. Wheeler up in Seattle. And I want to get your personal thoughts on how you felt he affected the Shield.
To be honest, it's disgusting what happened with Wheeler. I don't even want to talk about it. I think it has nothing to do with the NFL. It's ridiculous that that a guy like that even had a job. He should have been in. I don't even want to say anything about it, man. What's happened with that young lady is there's no room for that in this world, and he should be dealt with accordingly. And yeah, like I said, I don't even want to talk about that. What was your first question?
Mr. Bieniemy, sir. First and foremost, my apologies, Mr. Kelce. I didn't mean to upset you.
No, it's all good. It's a very touchy subject, and I just would rather say that there's nothing I would like to say about that. I think everybody understands that's just flat out wrong.
Mr. Bieniemy, offensive coordinator for quite some time. How has he affected you and your route running, and how you perform against defenses that just can't stop you?
Well, Coach Bieniemy,
how you doing, Mr. Matthew?
What's that? Oh, Coach Bieniemy has done an unbelievable job. I kind of mentioned it earlier about making sure everybody's accountable and in the right position, and understanding and very aware of the situation at hand. And with that comes accountability, man. You have to know your stuff playing in this offense. And EB is a guy that he's going to challenge you every single day you're in this building. There's not a single day that he won't get on your tail and tell you to be better. You know, that we need you to be better. And he's gonna be very personal with you. He's somebody that I like to look at almost like a father figure, as as a big brother, as an uncle, somebody that I can rely on to give me great advice, and because I know they have my best intentions. And he has that with every single player on this team. And when you have something like that at the top as a leader, you have no choice but to keep progressing, keep getting better. And I'll be the first one to say that's how I've been better throughout my 8 years in the National Football League, because of guys like Coach Bieniemy staying on me about the little things, the tiny bit of things, like running off the field. You don't understand how much detail goes into being a great football player, and I think Coach Bieniemy gets that out of people. And you can see in all the running backs that have played for him say the same thing. And he demands greatness out of every single player that plays for him, and whether or not they have, Hall of Fame, potential, or whether or not they're a guy trying to make the team that year. I think he gets the greatest out of the guys that he coaches, and that's very rare.
All right, guys, we have time for one more. We're going to go to Krista Patrick to close it out. Go ahead, Krista.
Hey, thank you very much for your time, Travis, and thank you so much for choosing me with my hand raising up. I appreciate that as well. You've been very passionate today on speaking on this back-to-back run of Super Bowls. Earlier, I was listening to Gronk this morning. I'm so bummed I didn't ask him what his spirit animal was, but he had high praises for your game and how it's evolved every single year. You're obviously setting records every single season, heading into the playoffs. Your teammates put that captain's patch on you, and you have a gold patch at that. I just have two quick questions. One, do you feel any extra responsibility? You've talked about all the details and every single play trying to be perfect, as Bieniemy preaches as well. Do you feel any extra pressure to help get your team that second Super Bowl ring? And two, are you still a visualizer, and have you visualized this Super Bowl game yet?
Without a doubt. I'm nonstop visualizing, trying to be accountable out on the football field, whether that's, making the most unbelievable play that you've ever seen on the football field, to just, making my block so that I can spring a guy for a touchdown. It's that visualizing and being able to dream about the game helps create instincts. And I'm very big. Now, on top of that, I do a lot of film review. I do a lot of understanding what defenses are presenting. So that helps with those instincts and helps me be able to dream, let's say, in the right direction, or visualize with the right mentality. And I think that in terms of the pressure of the game, nobody puts more pressure on myself than me. And it's been like this since I was a kid. I know what a good football player looks like. I know what a great football player looks like, and I know what a great tight end looks like. And I, if I don't see that out there on the field on every single play, every single second of that play, I got some work to do. And with that being said, in terms of getting the C on my chest and being able to have it enough years to have it go gold, and have that accountability from my players, that trust that I'm going to be there for my guys, it just keeps building. It keeps adding to who I want to be for my teammates out there on the field. And what it makes you want to do is watch a little bit more film, understand the defense a little bit more, clear up all the questions that we have on what could be presented and how we want to attack. And with that, man, it puts you in a position to have success. And then all you have to do at that point is go out there and achieve it.
Thank you very much.
All right, Travis, that's it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for everything, guys.
Thank you, sir.